It's weird making videos that I know are essentially not going to be seen by anyone else. It's like I want to direct these thoughts in my head to someone else but a camera. But really, that's all that it's hitting. So, in essence, all I'm really doing is talking to myself. And I know that technically speaking, that's true regardless of if anyone was on the other side of this void that I speak into. But I mean, it's nice to feel like it's actually being directed at someone as opposed to nothing. This notebook contains what I want to say. It's supposed to be a script, but it really just ends up feeling like a journal because of that lack of direction on the other side of it. Because everything that I'm saying just feels like thoughts that are just going to bounce right back onto my head. How I write, the way I talk, what I want to say, it wants to be directed at someone, but because there's nothing there, it all just kind of ends up bouncing back. Until further notice, all this really is me talking into the mirror. And I know what happens when I think too much about my thoughts. My thoughts start having thoughts on top of other thoughts. And really, it all just gets too meta in my head. There's too many layers that aren't needed. So all that's really happening is that it's all just going to be doing my head in. And now I'm just thinking about all the tiny things that I do as I release my thoughts into the void. I should probably try not to get my head stuck on these kinds of trains of thought just because of how, I don't know, how pointless it can make all of this feel when that's just a stupid and unnecessary thought to get stuck on. It's like this want for something to have a point when it doesn't inherently have to have one from the start. Afterwards, when it's done and uploaded, maybe a point could be made up, but right now, the idea of just recording for the sake of recording, just because, I don't know, thoughts have to get out of my head, that should feel good enough. Not everything needs an ultimate purpose to it, and honestly, that's pretty tiring. What I should be thinking is that I don't really need a purpose, that I don't need a target, that I don't need an audience as much as I might want one. But the brain does tend to just think the way that it does most of the time, sometimes to my detriment. I want to record all of this in a way that I feel like it's clear, and I don't want to get my head stuck on the fact that it all feels unnecessary because of the lack of direction on the other side of it. Like I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about delivery, I'm doing multiple takes, I'm really thinking about pronunciation so I can make sure that the void can hear me loud and clear. I'm sitting here thinking about what to do with my eyes. When do I just kind of glance at the camera? When do I just look away at it? When do I look directly at it? I'm thinking about eye contact with someone or something that doesn't exist on the other side. And I don't know, it just feels kind of surreal in my head to really think about it. But even then, it's not just my thoughts, they're not just flowing out. I'm intentionally being careful about what I say and how I say it to no one at all. I can do or say anything I want right here, and it won't affect anything. I won't be stopped by anyone or anything. Unless some sort of automated system catches on, none of this matters. The reflection of me in the camera isn't going to do anything to me. It's not going to stop me. I'm just stopping me. Really, the only thing that holds me back is that at the end of the day, I'm still self-conscious even in the face of me. I considered ending this video on some sort of acknowledgement of any individual on the other side of the screen. Well, a more direct acknowledgement than what that just was. But instead, I think I'll just end it in this way. To the void, to the me that I'm looking at through this selfie cam. I should probably just keep doing these anyway. They're fairly helpful for public speaking, honestly.